let's go on to Spurs now, because it was another defeat for them at the hands of Fulham last night. It ended 2-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It was live for you here on talkSPORT.
Spurs have won just 3 of their last 20 Premier League home games.
If they'd won all the games they've won away at home,
the celebrations on the Tottenham bench and in the away end
has turned the narrative a bit more negative than it would have done if it was the other way round.
And it finishes level, and there are some boos at the end at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 2 points dropped, Tottenham 1, Wolves 1.
And what a goal this is. Tottenham 1, Aston Villa 2, when Dia has provided the finish.
All time at Chelsea's playground, aka the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs 0, Chelsea 1.
Tottenham Hotspur go home with just a point when they thought that they'd won all 3. Tottenham 2, Manchester United 2.
And I promise you, we will do everything we can to deliver.
And they bent it in with Wilson! It's 2-0. Vicario with an absolute howler. Tottenham Hotspur fall to their 4th home league defeat of the season. It's now 3 wins in 21 Premier League games.
Crazy game. We can look back on it now with Spurs fan and Inside Spurs presenter here at talkSPORT. Podcaster Sonny Snelling is with us now. Sonny, it's been a long time. How are you doing?
Sonny?
I'm very good, thank you guys, but not a good morning, is it, honestly? Yet again for Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, Sonny, what's this week been like? This last week, Arsenal, PSG, and then Fulham.
You know what? I was out in Paris for the PSG game, and I can at least say that was entertaining. There was some green shoots, even though we conceded 5 goals to the European champions. We, lost yet again to them while leading. You got to remember back to the Super Cup, we were 2-0 up against them as well. And I had some, really good green shoots. Graham Bergvall looked quite good. Kolo Muani scoring against his, club that he's on loan for. But then you go into this game. This was the important game compared to PSG. This was the one that you needed a result, a 3-1, a 3-2, anything. But to be 2-0 down in 6 minutes, I'm just like, I'm glad I'll tell you guys this in confidence. I got offered 2 tickets yesterday by 2 different people, and I said, I don't think I can go through with it. And I'm actually glad. I don't want to go there. It's just an absolute...
You're not a real fan, Sonny.
I know. It's just, I can't go through with it at the moment. I've seen, I was at Man United, I was at Villa, and I was at Bournemouth, and I haven't seen a win yet this season at home. It's absolutely ridiculous.
No. It's a really strange one because, the crowd, Thomas Frank calls out Tottenham fans for booing, and I'm like, well, not really saying they're not real fans, but you're wrong, Thomas. You really are. But one thing that stood out for me, Sonny, was the formation of Spurs yesterday, because I had to double check it and think, because I couldn't work it out exactly what it was, but on the websites it's a 4-2-2-2, which is a very strange style because it sort of you don't really have any wide men in that sort of scenario, and yet Kudus was out wide quite clearly. I wasn't quite sure what the style was yesterday.
Do you know what it is with Thomas Frank at the moment? And I am a big fan of him from his time at Brentford, but he's making too many changes and tinkering it too much. Another 4 changes yesterday. It was 5 changes against PSG and 5 changes against Arsenal. And I don't know how you're going to get consistency by just keep swapping it around. We had no width on the left yesterday. It was just all down to Destiny Udogie. And that's where the goal comes from. The first goal is there's so much space on that left-hand side because Udogie's been bombing on that no one's actually there to track the run from Kenny Tete. It's just really questionable. And after, we were playing a bit of that 4-2-2-2 against PSG, maybe he thought he saw something, but Fulham literally, and it was the same with Arsenal, within 3 or 4 minutes, these teams are finding us out. And it's a real worry at this top level. You can't afford to make this many mistakes. You see the mistake from Vicario and the players not even running back on the line. It's just a real big concern, and you can't ship this many goals in the Premier League. We moaned about under Ange Postecoglou, and that was because we had a high line. But now with Thomas Frank, who is expected to be a bit more pragmatic, a bit more defensive, we're just not seeing it. But it's you question sometimes, why is he sticking with certain players? Why is he not giving Tell a chance through the middle? Why does Richarlison still start week in, week out? I wouldn't like to be Thomas Frank at the moment because the pressure he's under, but he doesn't even know what his best team is still, and we're in November. Nearly December, actually.
Sonny, what about the keeper, Vicario? Because he clearly, as he misplays, all he's got to do is just knock out a player. I don't know why he's thinking of playing it down the line, but he attempts to play it to Bergvall, who it's nowhere near. And then as he's running to the goal and it ends up in the back of the net after Harry Wilson obviously bends it in from out wide. And he's then waving his arm out, having a go at Bergvall. I mean, what is that about?
He always does it. He will always.
Is
play
that why Spurs fans get angry with him because he points the finger elsewhere?
I think the problem with Vicario is he does show good form sometimes with like some of his saves. Like he has, kept us in games this season. I think Monaco, I know it was a 0-0 away from home, but if it wasn't for him in that game, we would have been down 3, 4 or 5. But he has also had absolute massive rickets in him. I'm thinking against Aston Villa, the shot from Morgan Rogers, although it's a good goal, it goes over him and he's like bending back like that. It's a bit dramatic. And again, with this, it's like, okay, you've given the ball away, you passed it into, the Fulham player's feet, but there was still time before Harry Wilson got the ball for you to literally peg it back, and still on the Spurs players as well in defence. Why are they not getting back on the line and defending with their lives? It's just absolutely frustrating at this level that some of these players are not really, another goal on the edge of the area. How many times are we going to do it? We saw this in pre-season against Bayern Munich. We scored like 3 goals from the edge of our area. It's just, when are they going to wake up and smell the coffee and go, right, actually, we need to sort this issue out? And yeah, with Vicario, I'm sorry. I think, with the booing from the fans, I feel like, and I worked out actually, this is a really fun stat. We've only had 3 home wins in 2025. My friend, who's an actual season ticket holder, I think we worked out he's paid £733 per win. We pay a lot of money to go over to that stadium, and we expect, results. We expect performances at the bare minimum. And I'm sorry, £733. I think me and my mates in the group chat were doing the calculations. We're like, yeah, I think that sounds about right. I mean, I feel sorry for him.
Not including beverages and food.
And train fare.
Yeah, that's just literally just the ticket face value. Poor fella.
And just in terms of that home form, like you say, was it 3 wins this year, but 1 win in 12 at home just now. Do you think there's a psychological effect for the players, or are they just responding to the atmosphere and the fans? What is it?
It's really hard to. I've said this on Inside Spurs recently with Madge, because obviously I go to a few games. He's a season ticket holder as well. It's a bit of a vicious cycle at Spurs, because obviously we're paying the second highest match day fares, and the fans expect a lot, but then the players expect us to support them. So it's sort of like no one's meeting in the middle. Like the players are not getting any G'ing up from the fans. We're not seeing anything to G them up. So it's a real confusing situation. And when these early goals are going in, they're like sucker punches. It takes the whole, I always think when the last game I went to was Manchester United, the atmosphere was fantastic for the first 15, 20 minutes. Really, really strong, singing when the Spurs go marching in. But as soon as Manchester United scored, it's like the fans were like, oh my God, here we go again. And then as it goes on and there's mistakes, there's moans, there's groans, and because it's a 62,000 seater stadium with the best acoustics, it's magnified even more. So we're all sitting there going, oh no, here we go again. So we need to see something to get us off our seats. And we saw it against Copenhagen in the Champions League over a month ago. But at the moment, it's fizzled out again. And we're just going back to being moany Spurs fans, which you've heard me for the last 10 minutes.
Well,
in my head.
No, not at all. Listen, feel free to let it out here on Weekend Breakfast. But where can other Spurs fans go to find you moaning, Sonny?
Yeah, on Sonny Talk Spurs on my YouTube channel, and Sonny Snelling on all my socials. And me and Madge are doing Inside Spurs after Newcastle. Well, it'll probably be another loss.
Sonny, not so sunny after all, are you?
Nah. Oh, it's down in the dumps at the moment.
No, mate. Listen, good to see you all the same. Thanks for getting up for us this morning.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Have a good one.
Sonny Snelling there.
Funny, innit? Fans have, it's just amazing. Because I played football a long time ago, and I've gone all through the different decades, and then I witnessed the modern game and how fans interact and, via their podcasts or whatever they're doing. It's just great stuff. It's just football everywhere.
Huge reach. You can go to someone who you find to like talking about your team as well.
The fans have to, sometimes the fans need to lift the team, and sometimes the team needs to lift the fans.
Good point.
It's got to be it has to work that way, because you know sometimes when your team are suffering. Yesterday it was a day, though. Spurs had to lift their fans. Absolute
shocker. Another defeat yesterday for Spurs, this time against Fulham at home again. It ended 2-1. Spurs fans, you can let us know your thoughts. 03717 22 3344. This is the Weekend Breakfast. Coming up next, we'll get into this morning's newspapers. Morning.